when doing less creates more. There is a quiet paradox in high performance. The more overwhelmed a person feels, the more they try to do. More tasks, more conversations, more plans, more urgency. But across performance psychology, strategic leadership, behavioral science, and elite training environments, one principle consistently appears. Doing more does not create more results. Focused reduction does. And many of the ideas we explored in previous episodes about clarity, state, silence, and regulation all point toward the same truth. When your internal state is scattered, you increase activity. When your internal state is stable, you reduce activity. Let's unpack this carefully. First, why doing more feels productive. Activity creates the illusion of control. When you are busy, you feel engaged. When you are moving, you feel effective. But motion is not progress. The brain under pressure confuses movement with advancement. And this is where energy leaks. Because every task has a cognitive cost, every decision drains attention. Every context switch fragments focus. When you try to do everything, you dilute execution quality. Second, depth beats volume. In strategic thinking models, the highest performers do not maximize tasks. They maximize impact. They ask, what is the one action that changes the most variables? Not, how many things can I complete today? Doing less creates more when what remains is essential. The fewer priorities you hold, the more attention each one receives. And attention determines outcome quality. Third, cognitive bandwidth is limited. Your brain has a finite amount of decision energy per day. When you spend it on small, scattered tasks, you reduce your capacity for meaningful decisions. Elite operators in business, negotiation, athletics, military training reduce noise intentionally. They protect decision bandwidth. They eliminate non-essentials. They simplify environments. They remove unnecessary conversations. They structure their day to minimize friction. Because clarity and execution require cognitive space. Fourth, subtraction increases power. In design theory, there is a concept. Subtraction strengthens structure. When you remove unnecessary elements, the essential becomes visible. The same applies to life. When you remove unnecessary commitments, unnecessary explanations, unnecessary reactions, unnecessary comparisons, you increase energy density. Energy density creates power. When your effort is concentrated instead of scattered, results accelerate. Fifth, emotional minimalism. Doing less is not laziness. It is discipline. It requires saying no. It requires tolerating discomfort. It requires ignoring noise. But emotional maturity allows you to resist the urge to prove, react, or overperform. You no longer act from anxiety. You act from intention. And intention produces higher quality outcomes. Now let's make this practical. How do you apply doing less creates more? First, reduce your active priorities. Choose no more than 3 meaningful focuses per day. Not 10, not 7. 3, everything else becomes optional. Second, eliminate low-impact tasks. Ask, if I remove this, would anything meaningful collapse? If the answer is no, remove it. Third, compress communication. Not every message requires immediate response. Not every discussion needs expansion. Shorter communication preserves mental clarity. Fourth, protect recovery time. Silence, stillness, reflection. These are not luxuries. They are performance multipliers. When the system rests, output quality increases. Fifth, measure outcome, not effort. Instead of asking, how much did I do today? Ask, what actually moved forward? This shifts identity from busy to effective. Here is the deeper connection. In previous episodes, we talked about silence, state, pausing, clarity. All of them point to one thing. Reduction increases intelligence. When noise decreases, signal strengthens. When urgency decreases, precision increases. When activity decreases, impact increases. The world rewards visible motion, but long-term success rewards strategic restraint. Doing less creates more. When what you keep is intentional, essential, and aligned. The person who masters reduction masters focus. And the person who masters focus creates disproportionate results. Because success is not about expanding effort, it is about concentrating it. And sometimes the most powerful move is removing what does not matter.